Hello, welcome back to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry and this is Monday Quilt Chat. Thank you for stopping by here and I hope you had a great weekend and a fruitful one in your sewing room. I did do a lot of sewing this weekend and I was happy about that. Let's see, what did I do mostly? It wasn't sewing. I did do some sewing and I'll show you that. But I spent a lot of time preparing those quilts for the long armor. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me show you what I'm doing. I went and got some of these pants hangers, and there's 4 of these dudes, and they open up so you can put your quilt over there and your backing and then lock it back in place. So I have 3 quilts and backings on this, and that way all my work of ironing and all can, stay fairly nice. So I have 3 on this one. It's very heavy. I don't know if I can add a 4th one to it. And then I have another hanger identical, and I have 2 on it. So I have spaces for 3 more, and I have 3 more that I can get ready. And I'm hoping to do that. I ordered some backings from So Yeah this weekend on Saturday D-Stash. I think I got 2 or 3. I think I got 2 5-yard cuts that I'll have to seam maybe. And, well, definitely. And then I got a wide back as well. So I had a decent supply of 5 yards and wide backs here I could have chosen from, and I may still end up using one or 2 that I already have, just depending on how I like what I'm getting. So that was a big part of the weekend. But I did do, I think it was Friday, I did one of these. So I have 2 of these out of the 8.5 that I need to do. So I'm going to go the easy route. I decided this one, I did the interfacing route where you put the interfacing on and then flip it inside out and then stitch around. And that looks nice. I like how nice and clean that looks. I did top stitch them though. And then, well, you have to. But I just did like a little straight, narrow stitch on it. And then I started to do that again right here. And I just wasn't happy with the shape I was coming out with. It just seems like I could not get those petals to come out nice and neat. So then I decided, okay, I'm just going to use some lightweight sticky stuff, that stuff, heat and bond, the pink one. I just did that on these, and then instead of doing the straight stitch, I did a little, whoops, there's a fuzzy on there. I just did a tiny blanket stitch is what I did. I like that better anyway. I think the shape holds better than these ones. And yeah, I do have a mix. And yes, I probably should take those 3 out and do them like these. But I ain't gonna do it. It's just gonna have to do. It's my quilt and I'll do it the way I want. So anyway, that whole Happy Days from Stitching Heaven block of the month thing, it's got a lot of things in it that I've not done, maybe ever, or I haven't done for a long time, just different quilting techniques that it has that, I'm doing it to sharpen those skills. So if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. That's just the way it's going to be. It'll be perfect enough for me. So I'm definitely not a perfectionist when it comes to quilting and sewing, but I think I do a pretty decent job. So, what else did I do? Oh, and so then after all of the measuring, I have to make a video sometime of what you need to do to a quilt project to get it ready to go to the long armor. Of course, you have to measure it. You have to mark the top. You may have to sew around all the edges. Not always. If it's got a border, you may not have to. just make sure your backings are going to fit right, and with the extra that you need, you have to pick out what batting you want, if they're doing the batting for you, or if you're going to send the batting. You know, you kind of fill out a little form, which is very nice and very smart on the part of a long armer to do that. So everybody's got everything on paper and there's no misunderstandings. So you pick your thread, or you tell her to choose it, or also the design, you can have them choose it, or you can consult on it. So there's a little bit of more work involved than just getting that quilt top done. So those of you who have long arms, you know what would be involved if you're going to do someone else's quilts. And I know a lot of you do it as a business. So respect all of you all who are very well organized, like my lady seems to be. So it just helps us all to be able to seamlessly do things right and according to what everybody wants. So yeah, I showed you a few weeks ago, just a couple weeks ago, somebody sent me not this, it was a three 1-yard cuts from So Yeah, which, you know, these aren't bad. They all coordinate really nice. They're not random. Someone sent this to me. I have a feeling So Yeah sent it, but it could have been one of you wonderful people. And if it was you, or if it was So Yeah and one of you are watching, thank you so much. This is great. I'm using it. I really appreciate the ticket that was in the package. So on the end of July, when they announced the winner of that particular drawing, I hope my number is the one picked. They're going to give away a long arm, or a high-end sewing machine, or an all expense paid retreat. So it's up to $6,500 on the machines. So that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I'd like to have, it's the Moxie, the Handy Quilter Moxie version, but I think you can choose whatever frame size you want with it. So dreaming, I never win stuff like that, but you never know. I like having a ticket just in case. So anyway, I decided to show my appreciation for this wonderful gift that a friend sent me, that I would make something out of it. So 3 1-yard cuts. What can you do with 3 1-yard cuts? Well, there's the, what is it, Donna Robertson, that has the 3-yard quilt books. I don't own any of those books, but I do own all of the Jolly Bar books. So I went looking for a pattern that kind of catered to possibly just 3 colors. So this is from book number, let me check it out, the Jolly Bar book number 2, volume 2, and it's on page 42, and it's called Slice of Sunshine. And it goes together like this. Super, super, super easy. And then you put some borders around it. And that's what I did. And it went together like super fast, as you can imagine. Let me show you. I'll show this on Friday as well. Make sure I've got the right end up. Not that end. This end. So there it is. I know you're thinking, what is that sashing you've used in there? But I promise you, it has all of these colors in it. It may not have that bright, bright green or gold, whatever you call it, but it does have red, black, and a little bit of that, oh, what color is it? I saw another color that's in these 3-yard cuts. Oh, there is a bright green right there. See that? Right here. But you all may remember a few weeks back that I got some fabric on sale from Missouri Quilt Star in one of their daily emails. They had some, I think it was 2-yard cuts is what it was. And they had this. And this is receipts. That's what it is. So I just cut that up as background, and I think what I'm going to do, since I have plenty left, it only used 36 pieces of a Jolly Bar, which is a 5x10, and that's not a Jolly Bar. These are 3 1-yard cuts, so I cut my 5x10 pieces, but I still have almost a half a yard of each one left. So I think I'm going to put a thin border, one more border of the red. So I have a full half yard of that. I think if I did a thin border, yeah. And then I still have enough like that, like about an inch finished. And then I'll take this, because I've got probably a yard of this left, and I'll make another like 2 1/4 inch border, whatever this is. I'll put it out there, maybe 3 inch if I've got enough. I'll have to calculate, and then do the binding with this. That would be cool, wouldn't it? So I'm gonna do that, and I'm halfway. I've never done one of Soya's charity project, you know, the Alaska quilt drive that they do. I've never done a quilt for that yet. I just haven't. I don't know. I just haven't wanted to, really. I don't know. Is that bad? They have so many is the thing too. They get so many, but they do it every year, so there must be a need. But anyway, if I get it done and you know I'm still like, you know, this is just not my thing, I think I'll donate it to that. But either way, I might try to make a quilt for that this year, just for kicks and giggles. So that's what I did. This little quilt without the border on it that I already have on, the one that I already have on, it was 12 of these blocks here. So it didn't take very long at all to do those. So another little palette cleansing project that I did this weekend, just for fun. So don't be like me and don't be afraid to start new projects. I'm still emptying bins. I'm kind of getting nervous about it. I kind of liked my bins with projects in them. So now I'm kind of like, what's going on? I need to get some projects going. I'm kind of feeling that I need some more projects going. But you all well know that I really need to just concentrate on what I have to do. But there will be more projects. You can count on it. You can count on it. So the Jolly Bar Volume 2, Slice of Sunshine, page 42, if you have that book. Let's see, what else is going on or is on my mind? I guess I could look at my calendar. I had something already down for this week that I wrote in a couple weeks ago, and that's Tuesday night. The new stash sale at So Yeah will be at the Patriotic warehouse, and it starts at 4 o'clock Eastern time instead of 5 Eastern time. So not Eastern, it's their time, Pacific time. So Eastern time it would be 7 o'clock, July 18th, 7 o'clock, new stash, an hour earlier than normal if you're tuning in. And they are going to release their Not Your Mama's Garden Edition 2 line that they designed with Patriotic. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. But this week, what will I do? What will I do? Tomorrow I have an appointment about the middle of the day. So it's going to be not as nice of a Monday as I normally have. I love Mondays. As you all know, it's my starting over point for the week. And I usually get a lot done on Monday. My mother was the same way. I wonder where I got that from. I guess you saw, well, I mentioned it on Friday, that I've got the duster exterior pieces cut out, so I want to get into the sewing aspect of that this week, at least on one day. I may leave that for Wednesday and just leave that as an undisturbed day without any other appointments that I know of, and work on the duster. I'm going to put down another Happy Days, one of these, at least one. And then I also need to do the two July blocks still for the Happy Days. So I might put that down for, should I just put one day for that? Yeah. You know, I only actually do in a day probably about 3 to 4 hours of actual sewing. A lot of times I'm, cutting or organizing or, doing things I need to do in the house or whatever. So it's not like I'm in here 8 hours a day. Oh, I'll tell you something else I got done this weekend was was it 2 project boxes? I think I processed the scraps on 2 project bins too. So I'm getting to where my scraps are almost completely organized and cut into usable pieces. I'm liking the laundry sorter because that's for all the pieces that I'm not ready to process. Maybe they're chunks like this, that I can't cut into 2.5-inch strips yet, or I can't cut into 3-inch squares or 5-inch squares. I'm just not ready to do that with that yet. I just throw them in those 3 categories, light, dark, medium. And there's plenty of room there. It fits under my table nice, and I'm really liking it. So that's working out. Okay, so what else do I need to do today? This week, I think I need to empty one more project bin, and that's the Buzzworthy Bear Paw project I did last year, and that's a finished quilt top, and there's scraps in there, so I need to get that out. I might do that on Monday because I can stop and start on that Monday, which is today. I can stop and start on that as I need to since I have an appointment in the middle of the day. So, empty one more bin. And then that leaves Friday and Saturday. Maybe I will put another Happy Days day down. Sometimes I rearrange these days if I'm just not in the mood, to do it that day. I'll do something on a following day that I had down and just swap them. And then at the end of the week, I look back and I check off. I either check off or I X what I didn't do. I check off what I did do and X off what I didn't do. So yeah. I don't work for them. Anyway, here is the quilt for this week. It's called Fan Hexagon 1. Okay, so it's a hexagon and it's cut into a fan shape. Not cut into, but it's shaped from 3 pieces. That makes it look like it's fanned out. Looks like jewels, doesn't it? I like it. I like the gray background too. Interesting border. I need to get a closer look at that. It says Cindy Thury Smith. Thury, Thury. Cindy Thury Smith from Hastings, Minnesota. This is 77 by 82. Fans are among Cindy's favorites, and she designed this fan to fit in a hexagon shape. It took 16 revisions for her to get the angles right for machine piecing. Assorted batiks left from other projects gave her the wide assortment of colors for piecing. It was long-arm custom machine quilted by Linda Bang of Red Wing, Minnesota, with feathers in the vertical rows of hexagons and circular swirls in the applique border. Circular swirls. Oh, they're hexagons on the outside too. The quilt was displayed at the Minnesota Quilters Annual Show in Duluth, Minnesota. Doesn't have a date. Okay, so here's the up close. You can see feathers inside of each of those fanned out hexagons. That'd be fun to play with. So you would have to construct your fabric and then make the hexagon shape. Kind of makes me want to try that. It's her creation though. I doubt there's a pattern for it. Interesting. Okay, so I'm all set up for this week. Anything else? Oh, I asked you guys if you would like to name the cat, the ginger cat that I made. And I got these suggestions. Callie, Pumpkin, Herman, Ginger, Birdie, Marmalade, and Spot. And I did choose one. His name is Marmalade. I like that a lot. Marmalade. He does look like marmalade. He looks like orange marmalade. Thank you, whoever came up with that. I don't remember who had which name down, but you know who you are. So if you want to say something in the comments about that, then feel free to make yourself recognized there in the comments. Not a problem. All right, so I think I need to just go ahead and get busy on that bin and get some more scraps sorted through and get 3 more quilts ready for the long armor, and that'll be my Monday tasks. And then looks like the rest of the week is pretty well filled up with a few things there, and I'll probably will throw in something new, who knows. And I need to get ready for the foundation paper piecing sew along we're going to have in August, so I'll probably be working on some of that this week too. Alright, so I mentioned for that project to download the pattern. It's in the description box from Etsy. It's the something heart foundation paper piece. That's not very good, is it? Let me show you what it is. Piece by Number is the name of the shop. Twisting Spiral Heart is the name of the pattern. You need 2 fabrics for your heart, and then a background, and you need an add a quarter ruler, and optional is some actual foundation paper piecing paper. Hold on. Don't feel like you have to buy this, but this is a type of paper that June Tailor puts out. It's a little more transparent so you can see through it, you can use regular copy paper. You don't have to use this paper. And I have also ordered a cutting mat light box. Another thing you definitely don't need to buy because they're a little bit on the expensive side. It's just a helpful tool. And I will put a link to the one that I ordered in the description box. And if you use my link, then being an affiliate of Amazon, it will help me out a little bit. So I'll put that in there, as well as the paper and the ruler. Other than that, I think I'm ready to take off for the week. Take off flying into some projects. So I hope you have some things going as well. So a little bit every day if you can. And I will see you back here on Wednesday for a mystery video. Alright, have a great week and I'll see you soon. Bye.